Over to you, Rani. I'm not the PO. Jaspreet is the PO. So whoever has renamed me, yeah. Yeah. Over to you, Rani.
Good evening, guests and fellow Toastmasters. A warm welcome to meeting number 59 of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. I am Rani Jindal, your Sergeant at Arm for the day. I'm sure you all are excited as I am for the exclusive meeting. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you are expected to stay for the entire duration. Before we start the meeting, I want to highlight some key points. Your audio should be on your video should be on and audio should be off. Audio should be on only when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, politics, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys online Toastmaster, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. I also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and spirit, hence ensuring there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones that create hostility and discomfort to members and guests. Let me now call upon the presiding officer for today's meeting. Our presiding officer for today's meeting is TM Jaspreet Kaur, a performance-driven and result-oriented soft skills speaker. She has an extensive experience as a senior English faculty in prestigious Delhi schools and Hindustan Time. She is an IELTS trainer and a POSH expert. Currently, she is serving as the VPE at Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. Over to you, our presiding officer.
Thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rani Jindal. We would request you to give her a big round of applause for making this attempt, because I guess, Rani, this is your first attempt as Sergeant at Arms. So kudos to you for that. Thank you very much. And now, yes. So we have a house full today, and I am so happy to be there. Okay, first of all, let's declare the meeting open officially. And then, because lot many announcements today, which are making me feel really very excited. So the first thing, the renewal window is open and the renewal messages will start soon. So it's going to start off, but then just one thing, that we at Gabbys don't have a self-pay option. This means that renewals are subject to the approval of the club membership committee. Once the renewals are approved, those of you who are interested to renew will have to contact the VP membership for your renewals. Once you express your interest, the VP membership will advise you how to make the payment. The poster regarding this will be out very soon. Now, something again, even more interesting. The club contest is coming up. It is going to be on 2nd October. So gear up everybody for that. It will be at 91 Springboard, Indranagar. The online link will be shared separately and all the 3 clubs will have a joint contest. First, we will have the evaluation speech contest, followed by the table topic contest. The contest chair for both the contests is Toastmaster Smriti Sagrika Mohanty. The contest master for the evaluation contest is Toastmaster Madhvi Kumar. The contest master for the table topics contest is Toastmaster Aparna Rajan. We will have 2 separate chief judges for both the contests, and the names of these chief judges would be announced pretty soon. Now, Gabbys has always believed in collaborating beyond the district and even the country. Following this tradition, we are collaborating with an international club We are going to have a linkers meeting with Ukrainian Toastmasters Club, which is the Chambers Toastmaster Club. And over there, we have our team playing several roles along with their team also pitching in for the same. And we are equally excited as much as they are. And I would like to request all of you to try and join and get the feel of an international club and having a joint meeting, how we try to adapt to each other's culture, because things are very different the way they do it, how we do it. The perceptions are different, the culture is different, the understanding is different. So I would request all of you to be there and try to understand and learn as much as possible the way we are going to do tomorrow. The table topic marathon is another example of the Gabbys reaching out and connecting with the broader fraternity for gifting us something big. This time it is the 12-hour table topic marathon. Yes, you heard that right. 12-hour table topic marathon, which will be from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 12 clubs from 12 different cities of India will be coming together to conduct this. Each hour, a separate club would be conducting. I would request GTM Sourav to, if you could please share the video in the chat so that everybody can go through this. Now, today we have not, I don't know if they're there. Do we have the new members in the room or no? But so we have three new members that have joined us. Shubham, Toastmaster Shubham, Toastmaster Kamal, and Toastmaster Vishnu. So I welcome them to the Gabbys family and hope that they will also have a wonderful learning experience the way we all are having it. Now for the guests, I would like to inform that we are celebrating 100 years of Toastmaster this year. The Toastmasters Club was founded in the year 1924. When Ralph C. Smedley formed the first official Toastmaster Club in 1924, he wanted to create a collaborative learning environment where young men could learn the art of public speaking. A century later, nearly 8 million members of all genders in 148 countries or territories around the world have worked on bettering themselves, thanks to Smedley's vision of a club environment where members prepare and deliver speeches, respond to impromptu questions, and give and receive constructive feedback. I'm happy we have been able to do that to a certain extent, but as we all say, all of us are a work in progress, so we continue to do that. So when we talk about impromptu questions, that makes me move on to the guests in the room. So can we have the guests coming up and telling something about themselves, how they came to know, how they came up over here, what are they looking up to when they are here? Can we have the guests show a raise of hands? We have Rahul. Is Rahul a guest? Rahul Swami?
No, Rahul is our newest member.
Okay, Rahul. Okay. So,
Not our
okay,
guest anymore.
yes. Yes. So we have, do we have Ved in the room?
We have got Priya Dahiya.
We have got?
Yeah.
Oh,
Priya.
yes.
Munish.
Priya Dahiya is, okay, a guest. So, Priya, would you like to say something?
Yes, thank you, Jaspreet. And hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Priya Dahiya. I am from Airbus India Toastmaster Club. I got to know about the Gabbys from Sourav Dutta, and he was kind enough to invite me to one of the meeting as role taker. Today, I have taken the role of general evaluator. And I have heard a lot today. I had a conversation with Jaspreet in the morning. I'm very excited for this meeting and looking forward to meet you all in person someday.
Thank you so much, Priya. Yes, we had a conversation and it stretched on. Had Priya not had a meeting, we would have continued. So a lot of exchange happened. We loved that. Would love to continue that, Priya. All right. So do we have Chandrasekhar in the room? Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Yes. Could you
Yeah,
please?
good evening and thank you very much. I'm Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, President of NITK Beehive Club. I heard a lot about your club, so I am just visiting as a guest to know more about the club and its activities. Thank you very much. Sorry, I am not able to keep my video on. I am traveling and I've logged in through my mobile. Thank you.
All right, all right. So, do we have any other guest over here?
We
Hello.
have Kavita. Yes, Piyush.
Hi, Jaspreet.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you for having me here. I'm an ex club member of Airbus Toastmaster Club and presently the member of Thrive CBS Toastmaster Club. I know Gabbys from my time when I joined Toastmaster, where really my role model is Sourav Dutta, because in those COVID time, I really saw how Gabbys was. And I really look forward to join this club as a guest and attend the regular meetings. And thank you for making me part of such an endeavor, you know, journey. Thanks.
Thank you so much,
Happy
Piyush,
to
for
be here.
sharing that. I hope you are there with us throughout the meeting and then you tell us at the end how you felt, whether your expectations were fulfilled or not. Now, do we have Sameer Viran in the room? Sameer is there in the room?
I'm not able to see him.
Okay. Arjun Bhardwaj? All right. So never mind. If they are not there, we can talk to them towards the end of the meeting. And right now, I think we should move ahead, taking care of the time. So today, when we are having the guests talk about one of our members or the president or maybe the one who was the spark behind Gabbys, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Datta. So he's here today with us as the Toastmaster of the day. I don't know what to say about him and what not to say about him, because whatever I say will be less. I think there are people who know much more about him. So I think we'll just move ahead with this and the theme that he has taken up today. Again, I think he is an expert of that theme, and I've seen him delivering keynote speeches and other sessions with that theme, and not only within our club, beyond our clubs, beyond the country. And whenever that happens, people like me, we follow him in that club and we want to listen to that. So the topic that he's going to take up today is ad lib speaking. And I guess all of us are going to benefit from that. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, details all of them.
Thank you so much, Jaspreet. So how many of you have heard about ad lib speaking? This term is totally for who? I mean, anyone who has heard this term ad lib speaking. Okay, I see Chitrakshi, I see Karthik. Okay, anyone else? Okay, Aparna Raja, obviously, Gauri Agarwal. Okay, so people are putting down their hands, or the Zoom moderator is doing it. Okay, Jaspreet has heard it. Okay, so but most of you have not heard ad lib speaking. So people have heard about ad lib speaking. What exactly is ad lib speaking? Can one of you tell us? What do you think? What do you know about ad lib speaking, or what do you know is ad lib speaking? Aparna, maybe would you want to go ahead? I always love to put her on the spot, but anyone else who raised their hand, and yeah, Aparna, please.
Okay, sorry. So it's basically nothing but impromptu speaking without any prior preparation, just speaking on the spot, the way we are speaking now, when you put people on spot.
Okay. Okay. So if you do a chat GPT search and ask what is ad lib speaking, that's exactly what chat GPT will tell you. The problem with this definition is there are two things which is a problem in this definition. The first is that it is not impromptu speaking exactly. Ad lib speaking is an application of impromptu speaking. It is more like an extemporaneous speaking. And the second part is that it's a myth that there is no preparation that's required. And Aparna will know it better than many of us, being a champion of impromptu speaking. She's the Table Topic District 92 champion for last year, right? So she knows it very well. So any kind of impromptu speaking, it actually needs a lifetime of preparation. It's not like a specific preparation. You're like preparing every single day. Only then you become a good impromptu speaker. That's how speakers like Aparna are made, right? So because they practice every day, they read every day, they rehearse every day. So that is what. But there is a little bit of a difference between impromptu speaking and ad lib speaking, and that's what we are going to discuss also in a short while. But before that, for the rest of us for whom this entire term ad lib speaking is very new, I generally don't do a PPT, but today I did a PPT because there is a bit of a sharing that I need to do. Let's understand the power of ad lib speaking. I'll not go through the entire presentation at one go because this is not a knowledge sharing session. This is a TMOD role. I'll just break away into various slides and we'll have interactions also in between. So this term ad lib comes from this word called, this Latin word called ad libitum, which means at one's pleasure. At one's pleasure means, whatever you please to speak or whatever you want to speak. So basically, ad lib speaking is speaking without any advanced preparation, specific to that particular project or specific to that particular thing that you are trying to do. So where do we what is the difference between ad lib speaking, scripted speech, and impromptu speech? So in scripted speech is where the speech is written in and practiced in advance. It is rehearsed multiple times. It is something that we do time and again. We rehearse and we make everything perfect, and then we go and give the speech. Impromptu speech is a speech or a response that is given entirely on the spot. There is no prior preparation or planning because you don't even know, that's something what you are going to talk about. Ad lib speech, on the other hand, is something where you have some idea of what you are going to speak about. You know the topic or you know the particular theme or something around that. And that is, but you do not come with a scripted speech. So the entire speech is not scripted. You're not rehearsing the speech. You come with the scripted speech. Now, which are the scenarios where we should use prepared speech, where prepared speech works best? Where do you think prepared speeches work best?
When you want to pass on information.
Okay.
When you're telling a story?
When you're telling a story, not really, because I'll explain in a short while telling a story, prepared speech may not or scripted speech may not work very well.
More formal scenarios?
More formal scenarios, but there is a very specific application, Aparna, and you know that.
Where the exact knowledge needs to be said or transferred.
Yes, but there is something which is very specific, and you guys know the answer. All the Toastmasters in this room know the answer.
Contest.
Yes.
Contest.
National speech contest speech, right? The ISC speech is the scripted speech where we rehearse everything, we practice every movement, every pause, every vocal variety, every gesture, so that when we are going on the stage, it is more like an act. So, there are speakers who actually count their steps. Okay, I'm going to go 5 steps from left to right, and then I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to say the second dialogue, and then three more steps to the right. And then again, I'm going to take 2 more steps to the left. This is the extent to which the practice happens. In fact, when I was, I was doing this, one of the international speech contests, even in the morning before the speech was in the evening. But in the morning, we were called to do a sound check, to do an AV check, and then do the AV check at multiple, positions on the stage. So if I'm going to say a dialogue from the middle of the stage to the left of the stage, that is done. That is the prepared speech, the scripted speech. Impromptu speech is what we do. What is the application of an impromptu speech where impromptu speech works really well?
Table topic contest.
Table topic contest. Okay, some real life examples. Let's get a little outside of Toastmasters.
Interview. Inside the office interview.
Okay, but that is not exactly impromptu speech. There is something else. Think of something else.
Introduction.
Q&A session.
Introductions. Actually, these are not impromptu speeches, really. And
Political
Can I give an
debate.
example to tell?
Debate.
Can I give an example?
Yes, you can give an example.
Supposing I'm attending some meeting at my child's school and I'm called out immediately to come and say something about a particular situation. Sort of all the parents I have to go and speak.
Any kind of a meetings you are saying, right? But again, meetings are not exactly ad lib speaking. It is not exactly impromptu speaking.
In the office, suppose any boss comes and asks,
It's not exactly impromptu speaking. Impromptu speaking is where suddenly something happens and you have to give a sudden response. Like you are coming back, you're tiptoeing back from the party. You're not expecting your dad or your partner or your wife or your husband to be still awake. You're expecting them to be deep asleep.
Journalism.
They're waiting for you somewhere in the darkness, and they suddenly come and say, "Why so late? It's 4 a.m. in the morning. You're coming back from the party now." And at that point of time, you have to cook up that best excuse to save your life, right? Or to save the relationship. That is impromptu speaking. That's a real life application of impromptu speaking. It's a survival skill that I say. Whether you'll live another day or not will depend on what answer you're giving in that particular point of time. Or when you are caught in a situation where you did not expect this to happen, a totally unexpected situation. You're jumping the red signal and a sergeant or a policeman comes in front of you and says that, "What's up?" And you have to give her that perfect excuse saying that, "I'm just about to die in the next 30 seconds. I have to reach the hospital before that." So that kind of an impromptu reason is where impromptu speech is, where you're not expecting the situation. Ad lib speaking, on the other hand, is where you can expect that situation to happen. You have some preparation or some mentality about it. So an example, so these are some of the applications of ad lib speaking. Networking event. So in a networking event, you know that you are going to go and do a networking event, which means that you know that you will be talking to a certain set of people. You are also aware that what kind of people you're going to interact with. So if it's a networking event for academicians, you know that a lot of discussions will be around research papers, around publications, and so on. If it's a networking event for business professionals, a lot of discussions will be about turnover, about bottom line, top line, and so on. Job interviews, again, you have some idea of what are the kind of questions that you will have, right? Question and answer sessions, obviously, that will be related to that particular speech. So you will expect that, some of these questions will be asked, or the question will be related to this particular topic. And again, team meetings, they will also have a particular theme. Now, why am I then saying that these are ad lib? Because while you know the situation or you have a perimeter or a periphery of it, you don't exactly know what will happen. In a networking event, you don't exactly know which CEO you're going to meet, right? Or in an interview, you don't exactly know what kind of question will be asked, but you have some idea of what kind of questions can be asked. So there is a preparation that goes in, and that preparation you cannot mug up interview questions, right? If you do that, you will never be able to give the right answer, or you'll never be able to crack the interview. Or for a networking, you cannot mug up your introduction and go there. No matter whoever is asking me whatever, I will give this standard response, right? So that does not work like that. So these events are examples of ad lib speaking. There are more examples of ad lib speaking, but I will go to that in a short while after I introduce the general evaluator, and I have the general evaluator and her team coming in and kind of giving their introduction. So as you already know, the general evaluator for today is okay. Before that, I have someone raising his hand. So Mani, I will take your question and then I'll introduce you.
Yeah, just a curious question, right? I got a difference right now. Thanks for explaining that. When it comes to the table topic, right? Again, we know the theme for the day, and then we supposed to say something from that theme. So I will be expecting that, right? Then it can't be an informed speaking. So
See, though you know the theme, it's a very broad theme, right? For example, today's theme is ad lib speaking. Can you guess me? Can you guess and tell me any five topics or give me one topic that you expect Amit to come up with in the table topic round?
I get that. For example, if it's going to be like
Fun.
summer day, at
Fun.
least I know some theme. I can read
Yes,
some
you know the
articles.
broad theme. You know the broad theme, but you have no clue which five topics Amit will give you. But when it comes to a networking event, you have some idea that someone will come and ask you, what do you do? Someone will come and ask you which field you are from. If it's a job interview, you can expect that one question will be, what do you want to do 5 years down the line? Why do you want this job? So you have some preemptiveness that is possible. But you cannot do that for a table topic, right? Because though the theme is known, ad lib, but you don't know whether Amit will ask you to do an ad lib speech, or he will have to ask you to do an ad lib song, or whether he will ask you to make a full form of the word ad lib. You have no clue, right? So you cannot have any kind of preparation around it. You cannot have a specific preparation, neither can you have a generic preparation. And that's where impromptu speaking and ad lib speaking is slightly different. Impromptu speaking is a skill that we need to do good ad lib speaking. But impromptu speaking is not exactly ad lib speaking. There is a difference because the topic is known.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. Yeah.
So we'll move on, and now I have the pleasure of introducing someone as the general evaluator. I have the pleasure of introducing Toastmaster Priya Dahiya. She belongs to Sonipat, Haryana, a person who believes in exploring and experiencing beyond capabilities and boundaries. Professionally working as technical data engineer in Airbus, passionate about aircrafts and aircraft technology. She started a Toastmasters journey as VP PR and has been the president of Airbus India Toastmasters Club. She has achieved the Triple Crown and has been a pathbreaker as well. She is a certified keynote speaker and is currently serving as the Area D2 Director in District 92. Her hobbies are public speaking and dancing, nowadays building knowledge around human empathy. I also know Priya because I've met her a couple of times, and she is a very, very enthusiastic Toastmaster, always doing something or the other to make her clubs thrive. And over to you, Priya, to introduce your role and also your role, your team.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, for the amazing introduction. And yes, for setting up a strong tone for this meeting today. No wonder whenever I hear you, I always have new learnings to take from. And today in this meeting with the theme ad lib speaking, we all are looking forward what's coming up. What are you gonna, take us into the details of the meetings. So today, as a general evaluator, my role would be to look after the whole meeting quality, role takers, and for this, I'll not be doing this alone. I have a tag team, timer, our counter, grammarian, and listener. So first, I would like to introduce the timer of today's meeting, who is Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal. Karthik is working as full stack developer in Travelopia and is a tech trainer. He loves storytelling and listening to music. He always tries to be the best version of himself. Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal, could you please tell us about your role in this meeting?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Priya. So as a timer, I'll be timing all the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. So for the tabletop, for the prepared speeches, so we do have two speakers today, and whose speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. And at 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. And for evaluations, the time is around 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise green card. At 2.5 minutes, I'll raise yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll raise red card. So for both prepared speeches and for both the prepared speech section and evaluation section, so you have grace time period at the lower end and the upper end of the time limit, so that a speaker can go till 7.5 minutes and for prepared speech, and for evaluations, a speaker evaluator can go up till 3 minutes 30 seconds. So a grace time is provided of 30 seconds at both lower and upper end of prepared speech section and as well as evaluation section. And also I'll be timing the table topic speakers, which the timing for the table topic speech is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. So for table topic section, the grace period of 30 seconds is provided only at the upper limit, so that a speaker can speak up till 2.5 minutes. Yeah, that's about my role. I'll give it back. I'll pass it back to you, General Evaluator Priya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik, for sharing the details very clearly. Now, I would like to request Toastmaster Nupur Kar, who would be the R counter for today's meeting. Nupur Deshpande is a dentist specialization in periodontology, that fancy talk for gums. She runs her clinic since last year. She also handles her Instagram page called Dentist Dr. Nupur, which educates people regarding oral health. Over to you, Dr. Nupur. Could you please explain about your role in today's meeting?
Thank you, General Evaluator Priya. So, like a small pothole can ruin your experience of driving through the road, small R's and ums can destroy your speech. So the purpose of our R counter is to listen and make note of such unnecessary words and sounds used by all the speakers and role players of today's meeting. I have already begun. My five major areas are going to be filler words such as inappropriate interjections, the use of crutch words such as basically, actually, repetitive words or phrases like I, or this means, and unintentional short or long pauses made by the speakers. I will present the rest of my report when called upon by General Evaluator during the general evaluation session. Over to
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. Now I would request Toastmaster Sunil Gupta, who would be grammarian for today's meeting. Toastmaster Sunil is a working professional associated with the PSU as a senior engineer, very enthusiastic about learning new things to evolve himself, have a ardent passion for playing cricket and speaking in English, and strong believer in simplicity, integrity, and hard working. So with that, I would request Toastmaster Sunil Gupta to please tell about your role.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Using incorrect grammar can lead to sentences being meaningless and the message unclear. Let's see how this happens. One day, a math teacher enters the classroom and instructs the students. Today, students, no fun. The principal is rotating in the corridor. Then he starts teaching them. A few minutes later, he hears some footsteps. Then he says to the students, keep quiet. The principal is passing away. And when the sound of footsteps disappears, one of the students shout, sir, he passed away. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm the grammarian. I'll pay close attention to good usage and not so good usage of the language and grammatical mistakes made by the speakers and role players. I'll also note down any quote, saying, thought, or rhetorical device used by anyone during the meeting. As a grammarian, I'm also responsible to provide the word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word of the day is reverent. Reverent. It's an adjective. It means feeling or showing great respect and admiration. Its usages are: the students maintained a reverent silence. Second example is, we were asked to be reverent while visiting the ancient temple. I would request all of you to use the word reverent as much as you can in your speeches. I would also request everyone present to acknowledge the use of the word reverent with a thumbs up. I'll submit my report in the evaluation session when the general evaluator calls me upon. Thank you. Back to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil, for the beautiful explanation. I would say reverent explanation on the grammar, and also making us feel how with the simple, not good uses of grammar can lead to the disaster which we all should avoid in this meeting and also in our daily uses. Now I would request the listener of today's meeting, Toastmaster Suchita Nagar. Toastmaster Suchita is based in Mumbai as a professional. She is working as talent acquisition with medical devices company. In her free time, she enjoys listening, singing, cycling, and exploring nature. Toastmaster Suchita, could you please tell about your role?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guest. I'm a listener of the day. I will be listening closely to everyone said during the meeting and will draft short question to test our listening skill at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suchita. So I have a experienced team today who would be doing the evaluation. And as mentioned by our presiding officer in the introduction, that marathon season is coming up and we'll have club contests. So I would request you all to make maximum use of this opportunity in today's meeting and use word of the day, be perfect in your grammar, use very minimum crutch words, and be in your time. So with that, I would like to hand over back to Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Priya. So I'll quickly, just cover one slide before can you see my screen? Can you just say a yes? You can?
Yes.
These are the ones that we talked about, right? But there are some more applications. This is what makes it even more interesting. So ad lib speaking is also required in debates. Can someone tell us how ad lib speaking can be used in debates, or why ad lib speaking is useful in debates? Which part of the debate ad lib speaking is?
Interjection.
Exactly. When you're countering, right? When you are when there is the opponent team has said something and you are doing a rebuttal, at that point of time, ad lib speaking is extremely important, because do you know the topic of the debate? You will have to do the rebuttal based on what the other speaker is saying. You cannot have your own set of rebuttals. Ad lib speaking is also important during brainstorming. When there's a brainstorming discussion, whether at work or at Toastmasters or any other forum where you're doing a brainstorming. Event emceeing. Why is event emceeing? Why is ad lib speaking important in event emceeing when you're an MC of an event?
So it cannot be totally scripted.
It cannot be.
Do come up all of a sudden.
Okay. What else? Anyone else? Why?
To make the event more lively, to engage in the event.
Make it more engaging and more lively. Because if you have a very scripted event, you have got scripted jokes and scripted one-liners, what will happen is that the audience will start feeling disconnected from the entire event, right? So you need to include the audience member. So you may say some joke on the color red, and then you say, okay, the girl in red there. Do you agree with me? So that you can only say if there's a girl sitting in red there. If there's no one in the audience who's wearing a red dress, then you cannot probably crack this joke, right? So those kind of on the spot improvisations you can do during event emceeing. In crisis situations, because we don't know what exactly to expect in terms of what's going on in people's mind. We know there's a major crisis that's happening right now in Bangladesh, right? And there's a lot of media and press conferences that our political leaders are doing around that. So some of the questions, they have an idea what people are going to ask, but they don't know exactly what the media will ask. So they will have to give some responses on the spot. They can't say, okay, this I'm not ready for. This is not in my script. If they say that, then that they will become the butt of a joke. Keynote speeches. Why is it important in keynote speeches? Any keynote speakers here? I know Priya said she's a keynote speaker. Anyone else would want to add your 2 cents? Why do you think ad lib is important in keynote speeches?
Keep it engaging.
Keep it engaging. Okay. What else?
Situational awareness and contextual intelligence. There must be something which is you've seen or you've just come up for an example or something.
Exactly. So to put an application, the contextual intelligence, if there is something, there could be a discussion that happens during the keynote. So someone asks a question and you want to take that discussion forward. Now, for that, you will need to rely on ad lib speaking. You cannot rely on your speech. And finally, panel discussions. Though in the panel discussion, the moderator typically shares the questions ahead, but still in a panel discussion, you cannot exactly go with a script because you just can't read from the script. You have to give your own answer based on the kind of questions that they're asking. Sometimes what happens is that you know the question, but you do not know what someone else on the panel is going to also respond. So if that point has already been covered by someone, you will need to do an improvisation on the spot, that you don't talk about that point, but you talk about some other point. Because if your previous speaker has already said, for example, I ask you, why do you want to join Toastmasters? And you say, I want to join Toastmasters to become a better speaker. Before you, 3 speakers on the panel have already said that. And you're the fourth one coming and saying it. So the people who are listening to you, they will feel that you don't have anything new to add, right? So that's where you need to change your answer to make it more engaging and more relevant. So with this, I'm now going to move on to the next part of the meeting. And in the next part of the meeting, we are going to talk about the prepared speeches. These are the speeches where the speakers have practiced and done the speeches. The first speaker for today is Toastmaster Arjun Murmu. Before I introduce Toastmaster Arjun, I would want to confirm his evaluator, Toastmaster Jitender Rulananiya, is there in the meeting. Jitender? Can I get a verbal confirmation?
Hello, Sourav. Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you so much, Jitender. Let me now introduce our first speaker for the day. Our first speaker for the day is Toastmaster Arjun Murmu. Toastmaster Arjun is originally from Jharkhand and raised in Kolkata. He completed his schooling and computer engineering in West Bengal. He has 3.5 years of experience at an IT company and is an MBA, and now has 8 years of experience as a business operations manager at an American IT firm. He enjoys diverse music genres and playing sports like cricket, football, and badminton. The project that Toastmaster Arjun is attempting today is evaluation and feedback second speech. So evaluation and feedback is the fourth project in level 1. And in this project, there are 3 parts to this project. There's a first speech that the speaker has already given. The second speech, which he's doing today, where he will be implementing the feedback that he has received. So the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. This he will do in the next project. The purpose of this particular speech is for the member to demonstrate their ability to deliver an effective, respectful speech for an evaluation. The speaker has identified a feedback to observe during this speech, which he has already shared in the evaluation format, which is vocal variety. During the completion of this project, the member has received feedback about the first speech and has worked to apply the feedback to the second speech. The member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic and incorporate feedback from the previous speech evaluation. The member may choose to present the same speech, a revision of their first evaluation and feedback speech, or a new speech. The speech title is Safety Net. Toastmaster Arjun Murmu, Safety Net. Safety Net, Toastmaster Arjun Murmu.
Have you seen a live circus? Not on TV. Can I see some hands? Okay. When I was about 5 years old, one day my parents told me, we are going for a circus. It was so exciting. I was amazed to see fantastic, entertaining clowns. They were juggling balls, they were doing some balancing acts on bicycles. But one thing I was curious to know, why there was a large net in the middle of the stage. So I asked my dad, why they have tied so big net over there? Dad told me, it's for the safety of the acrobats, son. Okay, but how? You will get to know, wait for some time, have some patience. I was eagerly waiting for that last section of that show. And I saw some amazing acrobatic skills. Those acrobats were flying from one end to another. They were like Superman. They had no fear. They were so much daring because they had a safety net they can rely upon. They can take that risk and do those acrobatic skills fearlessly. In my childhood, my dad always used to teach me safety lessons. While crossing the road, my dad used to say, be careful, son, while crossing the road. Look both sides, left and right. If there is no vehicle, you can cross the road. Okay, Dad, I will take care. Next, when we used to cross the railway tracks, in some places we used to not have those over bridges. So my dad used to say, be careful, son. Be careful with your feet. Don't put your feet on those joints. You get good stuck. Okay, Dad, I will take care. So my dad always used to be very protective about me. Next, my mom. I remember at night, every day, night, she used to tie those mosquito nets along the bed to keep me safe from those viral mosquitoes. Next, my elder sister. She was my savior throughout my school days. Whenever I used to get homework, she used to help me to complete my homework. Otherwise, I would have got some tough punishments. Next, my parents got me a small pot, clay pot. In that, we can put some coins inside it to, in future, we can have sweets or chocolates. For this habit still continues. From my salary, I keep some amount for stock market. One thing I would like to highlight here, if you are trading in the stock market, be careful, do your own technical and fundamental analysis. And if you're trading, always keep the stop loss. This concept will save your hard-earned money. When I was a teenager, I was always afraid going to Kolkata alone. When I was to go to Kolkata, I always used to go with my parents. But my friends, we were mischievous and we wanted to see a big city. So we went there to buy some books and explore the city. But sometimes we are bunking the school and watch some movie. Please don't say it to anyone. When I was about 18 years old, I learned riding motorcycle. My dad's only Royal Enfield Bullet. Currently, it's 30 years old and still runs like a king. I was a skinny guy. My dad encouraged me that it's not about the heavyweight, it's about the skill. You need to learn and you can easily ride on these busy streets of Kolkata. So I learned it and rode on those busy streets. Later, I got married to my soulmate. We are building that safety net for each other. Through all the ups and downs, we can rely upon each other. My family, my friends, they are my safety net. Whenever I have any difficult situation, I can talk to them and get those solutions. There is a famous quote, prevention is better than cure. So have your safety net. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun Murmu. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Arjun Murmu for giving a beautiful speech and more importantly for talking about safety net. My safety net is here, right in front of me. This is the place where I can make mistakes. I know you will not judge me. I know you will not tell me that, okay, you cannot take up a role next time because you did not do a good job. I know that even if I do a bad job, you will still say, the G will come and say, what a wonderful job you did, sort of, but you could have done better on these pointers, right? So that's how we operate at Toastmasters, where we always provide a safety net for all the speakers and role takers. Thank you so much, Arjun. A very important message in a very important setting. With this, we'll move on to the second speaker. And the second speaker for today is Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ashwini will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sudharma Perera. I see Sudharma right there on the screen, so I will spare her confirming her attendance. She's there. I hope she's there in both in body and in mind. So you are mentally present also, right, Sudharma? Say yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay. We are now moving on to our next speaker, which is Toastmaster Ashwini N. Toastmaster Ashwini N is a member of the Impact Guru Foundation, which defies the typical narratives of engineering, and she defies the typical narratives of engineering struggles. As an engineer by qualification, she finds life more rewarding than challenging. Though not in a code engineering role, she passionately serves society, attributing her journey to her engineering background. The project that Toastmaster Ashwini is attempting is also from the presentation mastery path. This is a level 3 project 2. The project name is Inspire Your Audience. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. The purpose of the speech is for the members to inspire the audience. The member needs to present a speech that inspires the audience. The speech content should be engaging and the speaker entertaining or moving. The speaker should be aware of the audience response and adapt the speech as needed. If the speaker appears to be talking at the audience instead of interacting with them, he or she is not fulfilling the goal of the speech. The time length for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And the speech title is The Power of Choices. Toastmaster Ashwini, The Power of Choices. The Power of Choices. Toastmaster Ashwini. Over to you, Ashwini.
Hate as 4 letters. So does love. Enemies as 7 letters. So does friends. Lying as 5 letters. So does truth. Failure as 7 letters. So does success. Cry as 3 letters. So does joy. Negativity as 10 letters. So does positivity. We always have a choice, so choose a better side. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about the incredible power of choices. And as we all know, life is full of them, and each one can lead us to a different path. Choices shape our reality and define our journey. And as we all know, they are the building blocks of our future. To understand more about the power of choices, let me share a small story. The very well-known person, that is Jack Ma, who is the founder of Alibaba. Before his immense success, Jack Ma faced numerous rejections. He applied for 30 different jobs and got rejected by all. He was the only one out of 24 applicants who was rejected by KFC. Despite these setbacks, he chose to not to give up and not let these rejections define them. He continued to strive and he did not give up. And today, as we all know, is one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. His story is a powerful reminder that our choices, especially in the face of adversity, can lead us to incredible heights. The power of choices isn't just about the big decisions. It's about the small decisions which we make every day. And I'll take a small break here. Can I hear from the audience that what are the decisions, what are the choices you have taken on an everyday basis, which had a tremendous effect on your, lifestyle? Anyone would like to share anything?
Yeah.
Arjun, can you go ahead?
Thinking positive in any negative situation, at least once, one positive thought in any negative situation can help you get over it mentally at least.
Great, thank you, Arjun. Anyone who
Yeah.
would like to share a small bit for 15 seconds?
I think journaling has really helped in dealing with a lot of negative comments or negative thoughts.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nupur. It definitely does. It has made a large impact in my habit chain as well, right? With that, I'll go back to sharing more information about the power of choices. I want to emphasize on a quote which is said by Viktor Frankl, who is a Holocaust survivor and a psychiatrist. and a very well-known author. He says, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Do you all agree with me here? When we are no longer able to change the situation, we are challenged to change ourselves, right? And that completely emphasizes on while we may not control everything that happens around us, we can always control how we respond. Our responses are choices, and they hold immense power. And as I move on, I want to share 5 tricks with all of you, which will help you in tricking your brain to make better choices. The first one is visualize success. Anyone who practices visualize success? Raise of hands, or maybe if you want to share anything. Do you visualize yourself being in a the stage of the career you want to do, and does it made any difference in your lifestyle? Okay.
Yes, I do. So it's very important to set goal for ourselves. And once we set the goal, we try to visualize the outcomes. And those outcome pushes us on our daily basis. So that's what I usually do.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. As I move on, I will add on more pointers to kind of understand how we can trick our brain to make better choices, right? So the next one is setting clear goals. So which has definitely helped me break down, into specific magnetable tasks. And talking about the setting goals, you can always use a SMART criteria in which you can set your goals to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So moving on with one more trick, which is positive reinforcement. You can reward yourself for making better choices, which will positively reinforce and encourage, the repeat behavior. And the fourth trick is the mindfulness meditation, which is practicing mindfulness to stay present and aware of your decisions. I'm sure most of you agree with me here. By meditating, it will create a lot of impact on our everyday routine, right? And implementation intentions. You can plan specific actions which you will take in challenging situations. This will prepare yourself to act automatically. Say, for example, you can use if-then statements. For example, if I have to take a statement, if I feel like procrastinating, then I'll take a 5-minute walk. So this will help you handle the situations better. Before I conclude, I want to share something which my dad always told me, that every choice we make is like a oath for the type of person we want to be. If we constantly choose kindness, we become kind people. If we constantly choose courage, we become brave. This perspective changed the entire approach towards my decisions, either it be big or small. As I conclude, let's all commit to making these choices that reflect our highest aspirations. You can choose kindness over anger. You can choose hope over fear. You can choose perseverance over giving up. And remember, every choice is a step in your journey. Make them count. And remember, we always have a choice. So choose a better side. Choose wisely and watch your life transform. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashwini, for another beautiful speech. You always have a choice to be a Toastmaster or not be a Toastmaster. You always have a choice to renew when the time for renewal comes up. You always have a choice to take a role when you're already a Toastmaster. You have a choice to become a club officer if you're already a Toastmaster. You have a choice to become a district officer after you have become a club officer. So Toastmaster does offer a variety of choices, and there are so many people in this room who are exercising those positive choices. Hence, we are here today. Thank you so much. One last slide before we go on the break. So when we are doing ad lib speaking, these are some of the things that we need to keep in mind. First is avoiding filler words, the ferns and fillers that the accounters constantly bring to our attention. We need to have an audience connect. So if there is a member in the audience that we can connect with, we can use anchors in the audience. Typically, when we do a keynote speech, We try to find members in the audience that we can connect with whom we can establish a connection, because that takes the audience on our side. The next is the bridging techniques. The bridging techniques are nothing but the transitions. The transitions that we plan when we are rehearsing a speech or when we are scripting a speech may not exactly work when we are doing the keynote, for instance, for the simple reason that there would be discussions, there could be certain examples that you are using. And if you are strictly going by the script, then the examples and the speech and the script will all not sync in together. One of the best things to do when doing ad lib is using storytelling and humor. So storytelling, as when Karthik mentioned storytelling, I said that I will come back to this. So yes, certain stories you can already prepare and you can keep in your mind, but then you can change the characters, you can change the setting, you can change the plot, you can even change the ending of the story, depending on how you see the audience responses. Because if the audience is not someone who is very upbeat about something, you may want to give a different kind of an ending to the story. Similarly, humor. If it's not a familiar audience, we may have to improvise on the humor. Certain jokes will not fly with certain audience, and you need to make those changes. Staying calm and composed is extremely important when you're doing ad lib, because things will go wrong. There will be a joke that will not land. There will be a piece of statistic which will be challenged by the audience. There will be a piece of information which they will not agree to, and you need to hold on to your nerves. You cannot get nervous. It is always important to pause when you're doing ad lib speaking. Most ad lib speakers, they don't speak very fast for the simple reason that they give themselves time to think. They are not constantly pacing up because they want to give themselves the time to interact with the audience, to pause, to think, to let the jokes land. All of these things require pause. It is very important to be a good listener when you're doing when you're doing ad lib speaking, because if you are not listening carefully, you will miss certain nuances in the speech when you're delivering the speech, which otherwise can add a lot of power to your speech. And finally, use a simple structure when you're doing ad lib speaking. For example, prep is one structure which is very popular in Toastmaster, which is point, reason, example, point. Make your point, give a reason, give an example for that reason, and again repeat the point. So with that, we are going to go on a short break for 5 minutes. We will be back at 10:37. And on the other side of the break, we have the table topics and the table topics evaluation. See you in another 5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, that's it. The break is over. Can we all come back? Okay, I've also put that's particular track on chat in case you want to continue listening to it. I interrupted your listening, so you can continue to listen to the track after the meeting. So with this, I will now move back to the impromptu speaking the ad lib speaking subject. And the last two slides are more around how to become a better ad lib speaker now that you know what you need to do. So let us understand what we need to do to become better speakers. So how do we practice ad lib speaking? So one is daily reflections and self questions. This is very, very important for ad lib speaking because, as I said, it is not a one-time learning. It is a repeated learning. You need to continuously read and continuously reflect, ask questions, challenge yourself. Impromptu speaking exercises outside of Toastmasters, you can practice that. There are many AI sites where you can practice ad lib speaking. Udly is one platform which you can use, which Toastmasters is already signed up with. If you have got a Toastmasters account, you can go to Udly and you can practice that. Table topic sections at Toastmasters is a very good place for practicing ad lib speaking. Try to speak to a diverse audience. This is again something that you can do within Toastmasters. There are so many clubs that we have across the world. And if you speak to a diverse audience, you get a diverse perspective. Like tomorrow, we have a meeting with the Ukraine Toastmasters Club, a joint meeting. So imagine you getting a chance to speak to an audience in Ukraine, right? That's a luxury that a lot of people don't have. So if you are able to speak with a diverse audience, you develop this ability to deal with various types of audience members. Taking TMOD roles at Toastmasters is a very good way to practice ad lib speaking because here again you have to do constant improvisation and doing the tag roles at Toastmasters. These are again two ways in which you can practice. No matter whatever you do, you will still find some common challenges when you're doing ad lib speaking. The first is handling the Q&A. This always becomes an issue because there is a lot of people who would be asking questions just for the sake of asking questions. There could be people who would be asking questions to put you down. It is your ability to identify those people and ask questions accordingly, answer questions accordingly, so that you are tackling the audience in a diplomatic way. Dealing with nervousness, there are many breathing exercises for that. There are many other exercises like, for example, self-visualization, positive visualization, imagining that you are actually doing a good job on the stage. These are some techniques that work really well when you're doing ad lib speaking. Managing time effectively. One of the biggest problems with ad lib speaking is that you can go over time. One of the reasons we don't do ad lib speaking in contests is because even if 1 second we are over time, then we are disqualified, right? So that is the reason we don't do ad lib speaking in a contest. So time management always becomes a challenge in ad lib speaking. So this is something that you need to be very mindful of. One way of handling this is having your own personal timer apart from the timer that the organization is providing. Even if someone is showing the card, having a small watch or something on the podium, or just referring to your watch a bit so that you know that you are on the time, or having some alarm set at a particular moment so that if it's a smartwatch, it triggers off. So I typically, if it's a 15 to 30-minute speech, for instance, if it's a 30-minute speech, I typically have an alarm at 15 minutes that my Apple Watch vibrates. So it gives me an indication that I'm on the halfway mark. Remembering your speech can become a challenge in ad lib. That is where the memory palace technique is very useful. In the memory palace technique, what we do is we try to identify certain objects in the room which we connect to certain parts in the speech. So for example, if there is a part in the speech where you're talking about a story of someone walking in through the door and doing something, look at the hall door and earmark that as one pointer that you will look at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, identify 4, 5 elements in the hall which you can attach to one portion of your speech. So basically we create a speech block and we identify one item in the hall which will help us remember the block that I'm going to talk about. Maintaining audience engagement. This is where you need to connect with members in the audience through eye contact. Eye contact we use, one is the spotlight and the floodlight method, where you are talking to the entire audience like this, and then you are looking at specific members in the audience for a few seconds, the spotlight and floodlight method. Apart from that, we also use anchors in the audience. Anchors are basically people who we see are giving positive strokes to us. These are the people who smile more, who nod, who, when you're asking a question, they would agree or disagree. So these are the people. So you can pick up them. Oh, I see that you don't agree with me really. So do you have another point of view? So these are the ways where you can maintain the audience engagement. And finally, when you're dealing with a complex or unfamiliar topic, be extremely prepared, because ad lib speaking is all about showing your expertise, not your information. So it's never a good idea to do a ChatGPT search, take a speech from ChatGPT and try to do ad lib speaking, because more often than not, you will be caught on the wrong foot. With this, I'm going to now open it up for practicing ad lib speaking, which is going to be done with our table topic master for today. And our table topic master for today is Toastmaster Amit Gupta. Toastmaster Amit Gupta is working as a data scientist in a retail company. He keeps himself busy with sports, physical activities, and exploring new things in life. His life mantra is let's help each other and grow together. What a wonderful line, and how much it resonates with Toastmaster. Thank you, Amit, for taking up the role of a table topic master, and over to you for conducting this session.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, for this wonderful session. And definitely, like we got the idea about the what is like the both thing, what is what live and what is the impromptu speaking. So with this, like let's practice the session. So I welcome all of the participants in this session. And before starting the session, let me talk a little bit about this session. So many of us consider table topic session is the most challenging and the most rewarding part of the Toastmaster meeting. And this is true because table topic prepare you for the impromptu speaking. Table topic help train member quick organize and express their thought. You can think of table topic as a mini speech with an opening, body, and the conclusion. During the table topic, I will invite a member or guest, and that person will be attempting that topic. I will give out the topic once the participation confirms. While you are free to volunteer, you may not be able to accommodate all the, we can't accommodate all the volunteer. So at the Gabbys, we believe in giving in opportunity to those who are keener to participate and those who need a little nudge. Also, I will be using my discretion as the table topic master. In case we are not able to give an opportunity to you, a volunteer, please don't be disheartened. There is always one more meeting, and there is never a dearth of opportunity in Toastmaster. I will quickly talk about the rules that we are going to follow. So each speaker will be getting 1 to 2 minutes. You need to speak a minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds to qualify for the voting. Timer will be showing green card at the 1 minute and yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds and red card at 2 minutes. So you will be getting additional 30 seconds of grace period to some kind of the complete your speech. So with this, if you are you can raise your hand if you are interested. Okay, so I can see a couple of hand raised. 1 second. Yeah, so I can see I don't know he's Toastmaster or not, Piyush Jan. So Piyush, do you want to, are you ready for the next topic?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, so your topic is, first time when did you realize that you need to be good in ad lib? First time, when did you realize that you need to be good in ad lib?
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. That's a wonderful topic. The first time I realized why I need to be an ad lib speaker is the time during my transformation from academics to professional life. Because in academics, I remember I grew up in a pretty good English medium school, but as the name suggests, it was only English. So there was no English anywhere till 12th. And by the time my last year of my engineering, uh, only 2 people turned up when I initiated as a cultural in charge that we need to improve our English. So I think it was pretty awkward, or I can tell uncomfortable for everyone, that why we need to speak English to crack our interviews. So that is the first time where I felt that something has to be changed, because English was the language which was used by most of the MNCs, that we came to know only when our HR or the placement coordinator told that you have to speak in English. So that journey of mine from academics to professional is a journey where my ad lib experience is, secretly shared today. So that's what little awkward, but it was really a transformation journey for me. Thanks.
Thank you, Piyush, for
Toastmaster
sharing.
Myth.
Yeah, thank you, Piyush, for sharing your story. Yeah, it's kind of totally relatable. So with this, I will move to the next topic. Who's going to be? Can you call Subham Somani?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Shubham, your topic is tell us a situation that you handle rightly with ad lib speaking. Tell us a situation that you handle rightly with ad lib speaking.
Okay. So my current situation where I'm handling this ad lib speaking is not other than Toastmaster group itself. So I had joined Toastmaster as a guest 2 times before when I become member last week, and when I opted for table topic, as a volunteer, I got 2 topics, and that day I got to know that I when I am I'm sitting in front of standing in front of few people, I am not able to get the content on a topic on which I have to speak. Generally, I keep talking. I have a lot of thoughts in my mind, but when I was there and suddenly a topic was given to me, I was not able to speak. That day I realized that this is the area where I have to improve, and it happens. Not a Toastmaster was just a realization, but it happens. If I see my school or where I'm working, it happens multiple time where suddenly they will give you some topic. They will, if they're asking you your experience or something, you will have very limited things to speak, limited data to speak. So that's why. So it's an overall experience. I think you should be knowing that if you promptly got a topic, how can you collect the content, speak on a topic. So this was my realization. Thank you.
Thank you, Subham. Thank you for sharing. With this, we'll move to the third table topic. Okay, so Toastmaster Rahul, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So your topic is how leaders can use spontaneous speaking to inspire and motivate team members. How leaders can use spontaneous speaking to inspire and motivate team members.
So thank you very much for the topic. Well, I think leaders can use spontaneous speaking to inspire their employees by uh, spontaneously speaking in meetings, or I just need a minute to think on it.
Or you want to take another topic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think spontaneously
Yeah,
speaking
sure.
on the topic.
Yeah, so your next topic is like tell us the role of spontaneous speaking in job interview. Tell us the role of spontaneous speaking in the job interview.
Sure. So in a job interview, it's very often an HR calls you and asks you that why are you interested in this company? And whenever you get a certain call, you are not having any idea what to speak. Um, if you do not know what kind of company that is. So you have to speak some positive things to the HR so that uh, that person is impressed and they are interested in taking you for that role. So this also happened with me recently. I today itself I got a call from one of the company called Roche. So I was not expecting that call, but HR told me that there's an opening for senior analyst, and I was not aware about the company itself, what Roche does, and what is it all about. So I had emphasized when the HR asked me that why do you want to work for Roche? So I had to speak spontaneously, and I had highlighted certain things like Roche is an MNC, and their work culture is very good. Um, so these are the common things I spoke upon to save myself in this impromptu topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Yeah, you. With this, I will move to the next speaker. I can see like Manikanan. So, do you want to go next?
Yes, Amit. Yes, Amit Gupta. Yes.
Yeah. So, your topic is unscripted speech creates strong connection with an audience. Unscripted speech creates strong connection with an audience. Do you agree?
Yeah. First of all, this is a new term for me I learned today. Thanks to Sourav for doing this as a theme for today. Second, thank you, table topic master, for giving this topic, right? Coming to this, so I'm a person, how I work is I need to prepare for a speech, right? That's how I function always. Why it is so? Because the reason is when you start doing and prepared speech, why are we doing it initially, right? So to avoid that, the fear of judgment by others, to ensure that, because when you do a meeting with a large audience, you need to prepare yourself, because when you need to communicate to them, there is a chance that whatever you say, the people or the audience around you will start judging you. So there is a fear always there, right? To avoid that, there is a good possibility that we should go back, rehearsal ourselves, prepare it accordingly so that we can do a proper speech to ensure that we are on the good light. However, I always incline towards impromptu speech. The reason could be that it never else, right? Because we at work we are clear, like there is a meeting for tomorrow, we are very clear about it. But ultimately, when we go outside, when we work with an external partners or something, possibly we should think about how we can develop the skill of impromptu speaking. That's most important aspect we should do. That's why I'm here today. So overall, I'm partially agree that we should have the prepared speech in place. At the same time, we should also have more inclination about impromptu speaking. So I'm just mostly like in between to both of it, right? So yeah, that's my response to it. Back to you, Amit Gupta.
Thank you, Manikanan, for your participation. I can see Toast.
With the last two topics,
Yeah,
Nupur
sure.
and Karthik have their hands raised. Last two topics, please.
Yeah, so Nupur, do you want to go next? You're ready, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
So your topic is how to handle slip ups when speaking unscripted. How to handle slip up tongue when speaking unscripted.
How to handle slip ups, how to handle the messes in our lives and the messes in our speeches. It's very easy to commit a mistake, and it's equally difficult to get back from there, to have something in your mind ready enough, or like it was previously mentioned by DTM Sourav Datta, you should have a memory palace where you have a few backup stories where you can just insert them in the appropriate places. I think the best way to handle your mess ups is not to straight away admit it, but to divert the attention. Sometimes that works best. Sometimes to just, like I said previously, insert some story relating to it and then get back to your topic. So that will help you sometimes. It is different in each situation, and it also depends on the degree of slip up that you have done. There are rules in every speech contest or any place that you're speaking in, like in schools and colleges. It's seen in a very bad light if you start using some sexist comment or some abusive words. So it's very essential not to commit those vital mistakes. However, if you slip up just in general, like sometimes we have short pauses or long pauses, you can always get back to your speech. I feel those are minor mistakes. Like I previously said, it depends on the degree of your mistake. Certain mistakes you can come back from, certain mistakes you really have to work hard and divert the audience's attention so that they forget the previously said or done mistakes and they concentrate on your speech ahead. And sometimes your conclusion or your overall speech is so beautiful and so engaging that they will forget the mistakes or slip ups that you've done, because we are, after all, humans and we all will be committing mistakes, whether it's in speeches or in real life. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Nupur, for attempting this topic. We have last topic. I can see Swastika has raised her hand. So, Swastika, your topic is what all technique do you follow to manage your anxiety during ad lib speaking? What all technique do you follow to manage your anxiety during ad lib speaking?
Sorry, I cannot switch on my video because I'm in metro. Hello?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
It's okay, Swastika. You can continue. Not a problem. We lost her. Maybe you can give the last topic to someone else. Anyone?
Anybody interested for last topic?
Or as a custom, you can give it to the TT. Yeah.
TT has raised the hand. Okay. So, Chitrakshi, this is the same. I mean, your topic is same. What all technique do you follow to manage your anxiety during ad lib speaking?
One of my favorite topics, just like you started right now, is converting an impromptu speech into an ad lib. So you gave me a good 30 seconds to think about this topic. And so now my impromptu speaking as table topic evaluator and as a table topic speaker has become ad lib. One of my favorite techniques is to use something that is definitely my strength, and that is my face. So when I don't understand what to do, when I don't understand what kind of a speech to give, I just stand, look pretty, smile, or use my expressions. So instead of talking, I think and make sure that my expressions speak louder than I am. Make sure that you're so engaged with my expressions that you forget that there is a speech that I was supposed to give about my techniques of ad lib talking. Another thing that I've learned very recently is how I can use my body language or pauses to do it, like I'm doing right now. These are a few of my favorite things, and I think they've helped me all the time. When I started off as a Toastmaster, I remember I used to be really confused, and for the first 1 month, I did not understand what a table topic is, and the idea of becoming going from a speech crafter to a Toastmaster. I thought I was not even going to get a chance to speak. In less than 1 year, I can proudly say that I have gone ahead and given speeches, prepared speeches, ad lib. I've gotten calls from the Toastmaster the day, and they said, "Listen, you've got to give this speech, can you?" And I've taken on the challenge, not knowing anything, not ready for anything, just creating the structure in my head while I do my everyday chores and making sure that I turn up to give that speech. It's surprising. It's worked. I have nothing else. Use your strengths. You know what you do best. Make sure you know what works in your speeches and use them when the time comes. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmasters Chitrakshi, for attempting this topic. There is another, last topic for.
Swastika has joined back, so you can give the topic.
So Swastika, do you want to? You are ready for a topic?
Yeah, but the connection is bad. But then I'll try. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, you are clear this time. So your topic is what are the challenges and reward of speaking without preparation? What are the challenges and reward of speaking without preparation?
What is the challenges to talk without preparation?
Yeah, challenges and reward.
Yeah, the challenges, I would say anxiety will be the first thing because you're not prepared. But then it'll be an impromptu speech again, because of which it'll be very rewarding.
I think we have to move on, Amit. She has lost connection again. Let's move on.
Yeah, sure. With this, we have come to the end of section number 2. I will hand it over back to distinguished Toastmaster Sourav. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And I will not take any more time, but hand over to the general evaluator because we are slightly behind time on the agenda. But before I do that, one message is that we are doing. You have a golden opportunity to practice to practice ad lib speaking and impromptu speaking at the table topic marathon coming up on 15th of August, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Any number of times you want, join there. If you have not got a chance to do a table topic today, we are sure that you will not be disappointed that day. So close to around 200 speakers will be speaking, and I'm sure that you'll get a lot of chance to come in and give your speech that day. So please do join us. Watch out for the promos. We are doing it very aggressively, so you're surely not going to miss it. With this, I hand over the stage back to the general evaluator, our area director, Toastmaster Priya Dahiya. Over to you, Priya.
Thank you so much, Sourav. It was an amazing meeting. Now, to start with evaluation, first I would like to invite the evaluators for the prepared speech section. Our first evaluator is Toastmaster Jitender Rulananiya, who will be evaluating the speaker Toastmaster Arjun Murmu. Toastmaster Jitender is a travel enthusiast who is interested in different cultures and values. Proficient horse rider who believes in a circle of influence, always focusing on things which he can control. He is passionate about running. It's like meditation for him. With that, I would hand over the stage to Toastmaster Jitendra.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my target leader, Arjun, Toastmaster Arjun. Safety net, you mentioned, that was your speech title. What I liked the way how you started your speech. You asked the question, which grabbed my attention immediately. But before you could actually see the hands, you moved on to the next, continuation of your speech. Later on, you mentioned the importance of safety net in your life. You started how your father acted as a safety net when you crossed the road, when you crossed the railway platform. Later on, how your sister acted as a safety net during your class homework, how she supported you on that point, how your mother acted as a safety net during your sleep from mosquitoes, and how your friends and your spouse supported in later part of your journey. But what stood out in entire speech was your hand gestures used throughout your speech. and your clear voice. So those two were completely outstanding during your complete speech. Now coming to the main purpose of speech, applying feedback and then delivering the speech. When you started your speech, you had a good vocal variety in the beginning, but in between the moment you reached, your vocal variety became more monotonous. So one example I would like to mention, you mentioned acrobats flying from one corner to another. Maybe you can pause or use the pitch up and down to, just convey this message. Acrobats going up and down. So I think that would be, easy to convey and, work on vocal variety. And also you mentioned going up and down in another sentence where you could have, stress on those two different things at a different pitch. There was a smile in the beginning, but then later on it diminished in the end. So maybe you can maintain throughout your speech. That will help us connect with you in a much better way. One thing I would like to mention regarding the flow of information, you started with the right sequence, from your father, mother, sister, then your spouse, friend, spouse. But then in between, you mentioned about this talk, which was not relevant to it. Maybe you can mention in the end. That would have created a better flow. But otherwise, if I look at the purpose of speech, definitely you have used vocal variety, but just to be consistent throughout your speech. So to conclude your whole speech, I really enjoyed it. And to challenge yourself, maybe you can ensure that your vocal variety is used throughout the speech and have the proper eye contact when you deliver. So overall, yeah, it was a great speech and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jitendra. Can we give you a huge round of applause to Jitendra for giving a meticulous evaluation for Toastmaster Arjun's speech? Toastmaster Jitendra, you started up with a positive note. You gave the good points about the speaker and you followed the standard structure where the speaker can improve. And at the end, you give a proper summary. You have covered mostly all the point, but I have one suggestion for Toastmaster Arjun. Except the point that you have given, I found, Toastmaster Arjun, that you were not opened up despite the fact that you were repeating the speech and you were applying the feedback. So you could utilize your body language. I found you stick to the one corner and you were not utilizing the stage at all, and that's where I felt like your confidence was bit down. So it's not just about your speech and words, but sometimes your body language, facial expression also lets hook the audience with you. So this is one additional point from my side. And Toastmaster Jitendra, I have one small suggestion for you. When you started giving up the good point, instead of giving going with the content of the speaker, directly you can give the bullet points what the speaker has done, because the speech we all have heard, it's no benefit to repeat it. Rather you could said that okay, you started up with a good note where you gave an example, and then in the body part, how you structured your content and how you did a good ending. So so utilizing the bullet point would give a clear understanding to the listeners as well, how they can structure their speech, what points they can include in their speech when they will come on the stage, and how the evaluators are evaluating them. So those bullet points were kind of missing, but in the areas of improvement you well covered about the voice modulation part, your hand gestures, and uh, preparedness. So all those points were well covered. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jitendra. Now coming back to the evaluation of the second speech, I would request Toastmaster Sudharma Perera, who would be evaluating, who has evaluated Toastmaster Ashwini's speech. Toastmaster Sudharma stays in Venugopal, Sri Lanka, and is a fellow chartered accountant. She has an MBA from the University of Sri Jaya Vardhanapura, Sri Lanka. She is interested in learning new things, getting to know new people, traveling to new places. Sudharma is the Vice President Education of Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Sudharma.
Power of choices, Toastmaster Ashwini. I am 100% agree with your speech today because I believe that where I am today, 100% based on my own choices. So thank you for reminding me that. In your speech, throughout your speech, I got reminders that power of choices is the best way of handling our lives. So you remind us of Jack Ma's stories, how inspiration story was that, and you mentioned that best decisions and small decisions are very important, and the best choices are the building blocks our future also. And Viktor Franklin has said, if you can't change the situations, we have to challenge ourselves. So you gave us the 5 tips also, that visualization success, positive reinforcement, mindful meditations, implementation initiative, setting goals. The best part of your speech is, what I love is 5-minute walk. If you feel like procrastinations, you will get a 5-minute walk. For me, it's like a 30-minute sleep or overnight sleep when I feel like that. Thank you for reminding me that also. In your conclusion, you mentioned we have to get decisions wisely, and the decisions are what we are. What we want to be are the choices of our we made. In your speech, Toastmaster Ashwini, the purpose was inspire the audience. I am 100% sure our audience was inspired. For me, it was like 50% inspiration because I was expecting to be inspired from your speech from yesterday. I wanted to know what choices you made and what was the procedure, what the message I can get from your speech. I was waiting to get that message, and I feel like a gap from my speech, from my expectation in your speech. So I am waiting to experience your future speeches and fill the gap. All in all, Toastmaster Ashwini, your speech was a great speech. I got the message of power of choices, and I am waiting to see and experience your future speeches to fill my expectations. All the best for your future speeches, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudharma, for your motivational evaluation. Not only Toastmaster Ashwini, but I was motivated when I heard you giving the beautiful evaluation. And yes, you motivated the speaker, but you also had a very right choice of words when you were giving the evaluation. Thank you so much for that. Now I am moving to the next evaluator, table topic evaluator, who is Toastmaster Chitrakshi Vij. Vij is a triple path breaker. She is Vice President Public Relation of the Gabbys International Toastmaster Club. She has empowered over 6,000 individuals to secure promotions, ace interviews, and excel in their visual and vocal communication. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Chitrakshi.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Before I start with my evaluation, just a note to anyone who gives my introduction. I'm no more the VPPR. It has been a month or so. Please stop putting that in my introduction. It just tempts me too much. Okay, now I will get back to the evaluation. And my first evaluation, okay, I'm not going to read out the entire topics, hopefully, because they're really long. Okay, yes. One point that I noticed, which was common between all the speakers, was the difference between impromptu speaking and ad lib speaking. One major difference is impromptu speaking, you get the topic on the spot. So you are thinking on your feet. Whereas the sorry, DTM Saurabh, you're distracting me. Give me 1 second. Whereas ad lib is when you already know the topic and you've still not scripted it, you've not prepared yourself for it. That's the difference. Because when during a lot of speeches, I realized that you are getting confused about ad lib and impromptu. Now, having said that, that's a common mistake that more than 2 speakers made. Let's do individual evaluations. Toastmaster Piyush Jain, realize you need to be good at Adlib, when did you realize? Okay, so this is very interesting, and I liked how you took a very interesting personal story here. Since you're a Toastmaster, it would be greatly and highly appreciated if you skip on thank you so much the table topic master, and do not thank them and waste time, because the idea is when in your table topic you have to be very impactful. So make sure you start very well. Take 10 seconds to think, keep calm, keep quiet, look around, and after those 10 seconds, start with a damn, that impact, okay, which could have been, well, think of something so interesting. Well, which one of us has ever thought about English so much until we entered the world of MNC and global, something like that, so that you're impactful and your story is even more impactful when you say, okay, that's when I realized that I had to work on ad libs. There is then Toastmaster Shubham, a situation you handled with Adlib. And okay, yes, you got confused between Adlib and impromptu speaking, because you said current situation when I joined Toastmasters, the topics that I got. All the topics that a table topic master gives you, they're all impromptu speaking because you get it right then and there. But what you said in a since you were talking about professional setting as well, you could have used that and said, say, in interviews, that's when a situation in my interview, this is what I did. This is how I handled it. This is how I worked on using the ad lib. We already know that interview is going to ask about us. But the second he says, okay, tell me about yourself, our first thought is, how do I start? Where do I start? And that's something all of us face. So that is something that would have connected you to the audience instantly, because interview, no matter how much you're prepared, you're never prepared. Toastmaster Rahul, how can leaders use spontaneous speaking to inspire others? Now here you changed the topic. The topic was spontaneous speaking in job interviews. Again, you use this was a very good topic for you, since you did you could have spoken a lot about what you're already prepared for and yet you don't know. And you spoke about the company where the HR called you, which is a little strange. Why would she ask you about Roche? And you were also not prepared. You could have kind of deflected. But here you could have spoken about how we're all on some job platform or job seeking platform or the other. And yet when we get a call, and so we are prepared that, okay, we have to give interviews. And there's so many interviews that we've given in our lives. Yet when the HR called and asked you, why would you like to join the company? You were absolutely blank. You didn't know what to do. And so spontaneous speaking, that's where if you were more well versed with spontaneous speaking, you could have picked up, which you actually did, because you said you picked up the common topics and then you spoke about it. But maybe something more relatable. Toastmaster Manikandan, unscripted speech creates a bigger impact. Well, you had and it was a yes or no kind of a topic that you had received. So I think you did a very good job with using fear of judgment, but how about giving it a twist of humor here? Unscripted, yeah, sure. Unscripted will always create an impact, provided you're a good speaker. If you're not a good speaker, you'll only stand there and say, get inspired. You could have picked up on this humor and said, well, I tried doing this, I knew what I had to speak, and then get onto a personal story. So that would, this was one place you could have taken us anywhere, and you could have taken us along with you and gotten us really highly confused and then gotten us back. So you had that chance, and you could have used humor instead of picking up fear of judgment and then dwelling on that. Dr. Toastmaster Nupur, how to handle slip of tongue. Okay, Toastmaster Nupur, you started this beautifully, because you said, how do you handle slip of tongue? And your smile, in that moment, it was the answer. So when I looked at you, I said, wow, she's already given the answer to this, which was so good. Beautifully done. The way you smiled and the way you were so energetic with the beginning of it, you had actually nailed the topic. But then you went on to explain everything. You went on to explain how it could be, how big a slip is it, or how small it is. Instead, you could have picked out things like things that you only mentioned that maybe create a diversion by picking up a story, like DTM Saul Dutta told us just now, going back to a memory palace where you have stories backed up, and then created a story from there on. Because when there's a slip up, the first thing that we do is give a reaction. We always do. All of us do. So take that reaction and then convert that reaction into a beautiful, distracting story. That could have been your game. And Toastmasters Swastika, I could not hear her, and then she had that challenge. So with that, I think my time as the table topic evaluator is over. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Chitrakshi, for giving your evaluation. No doubt that you have a great understanding of how to give the evaluation, and you picked up the small details from each speaker. And yes, of course, we like as an audience and table speaker has learned how we can ace our table topics impactfully. Only one suggestion: if you could have paced down your speed a little bit, it would have been easy to grab each details, because I somewhere was missing few things. Thank you so much. With that, I would like to invite the timer of the meeting to please present your report. For timer, Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready with my timer report. I'm just trying to share my screen right now. Yes. So can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, there.
Yeah, okay. So these are the this is the time taken by all role takers, and today all role takers have been qualified, and I'll paste the same screenshot of this report onto the chat. Thank you, General Evaluator. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. It was quick, crisp, and to the point. Nothing can be done uh, to improvise this. Thank you so much. Now, I would request our counter of today's meeting, Toastmaster Nupur Kar, to present the report, please.
Yeah, I'll just share my screen. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'd like to mention that in the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Arjun Murmu has no as and ums at all. Also, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur has no as and ums. And in the evaluation section, Toastmaster Sudharma has no as and ums. And I'd like to also mention during the table topic, Toastmaster Chitrakshi had no as and ums. It's later during the evaluation section that she said that. So this is my report. I'll be sharing it in the chat box too.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. Can we give a huge round of applause to the speakers who did not use any crutch words in their speeches? It's really amazing. Thank you. Now I would request Grammarian of the meeting, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta, to please present your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. You all did a fantastic job. I could barely catch any mistakes. Okay, now I'll share the screen. Yes, my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
So this was the word of the day, Reverend. Only today, Priya Dahiya used the word of the day. Let's see how many people and what good words and phrases used today. Periphery by Sourav Dutta, meaning the outer limit, setting a strong tone by Priya Dahiya, making powerful. MC Sourav Dutta, host. Acrobat Arjun Murmu, gymnast. Perceive Ashwini N, become aware, conscious of. Nuance Sourav Dutta, a subtle difference in something. Trap, an acronym. Sourav Dutta, point, reason, example, point. Turned up, fusion, appear. Inclined to, Manikandan, tend to. Slip-ups, Amit Gupta, careless errors. Meticulous, Priya Dahiya, very careful and precise. Hook on, Priya Dahiya, attract and get connected. Now, commendations. A quote used by Ashwini N. We are no longer able to change a situation. We are challenged to change ourselves. For rhetorical devices, rhetorical questions whose answers are not required, nobody used. Another rhetorical device, anaphora, the repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive clauses or sentences. Example, oh captain, my captain, rise up and here's the best. Nobody used. Hypophora, question and then answer. The speaker present the question only to answer it right away. Purposes nobody used. Rules of three, repeat thrice. Example, I came, I saw, I conquered. Nobody used. Analogy, metaphor, simile, comparison. I'm drowning in the work. You are as brave as a lion. Nobody used any metaphor or simile. Personification, human attributes to non-human things. Example, the sun kissed me while I was clicking a picture. One personification used by Chitrakshi Vij, my expressions speak louder than me. On the recommendation part, I have found only two grammatical errors. The one was they are asking you speak on the topic. I think it should be they ask you to speak on the topic. Second one, you are not having any idea. It should be you don't have any idea. Thank you. As far as my suggestion is concerned, I would say apart from acquiring knowledge of grammar, we may take pauses and slow down ourselves to avoid such grammatical mistakes. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for your report. Thank you so much, evaluators and tag team, for presenting your report. Now I would request the listener of the meeting, Toastmaster Suchita.
Thank you,
Over to
General
you.
Evaluator. I'm again back to check your listening skills. So my first question is, where do we use Ad Lin Speaking? Where do we use Ad Lin Speaking?
In meetings, while networking, while giving keynote speeches.
Yeah, debating,
Panel discussion.
brainstorming, MCs, keynotes, speech. When Arjun has gone for the circus. When Arjun has gone the circus.
At the age of 5 years?
Yeah, correct. Who has said this?
Amita.
What you always keep in mind while you're doing stock market trading?
To do
Stop
your own
loss.
fundamental
Stop loss.
analysis and
Stop
technical
loss.
analysis.
Yeah, correct. Stop loss. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Who has said these lines?
Ashwini N.
Viktor Frankl.
Yeah, Victor. Correct. And then my last question is, how many people turn up while there is a cultural event? This is actually from Piyush Jain speech. It's a table topic speech.
3
How
to
many?
4.
No, there are two people came. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suchita, for your interesting questions. Now, coming back to the general evaluation report, 3 things which were highlighted in this meetings and which I really like to upload are the preparedness. Every role taker, every speaker was prepared. Second thing was the reverent engagement by audience. Whenever there was any question put up by the role takers, speakers, or listeners, people were there to answer. And this initiative is very much required when you are on such an amazing learning platform. And the third thing, which was highlighted for me, was enrichment in experience. We have mix of people here. The experience is very vast, and this exchange of learning we cherish in Toastmaster. And yes, this experience, enrichment in experience, is the highlights of Gabbys Toastmaster Club. Coming back to the meeting, I joined meeting 1 minute late apology for that. So I missed the initial part which was covered by Sergeant Anna, but I for sure know that the meeting was started on time, dot on time, and you covered all the rules. And kudos for that, for doing your role perfectly, Sergeant Anna. Coming to the presiding officer came and she did all the necessary announcements which are coming up for the Toastmaster members, club members, and which are also useful for the guest. Only one recommendation which I have for you, Toastmaster Jaspreet, it was not a very smooth transition. When Sergeant and Arm handed over the role to you, you started with announcements. So that's where you could have took a gap, you could have spoken about your club little bit to motivate the members, or you could have spoken about the theme of today's meeting, or any story which could let people feel that okay, the meeting has started and they need to settle down a bit. So that transition was a little bit missing. The second thing which I would like to tell you, uh, maybe it's like my observation, it might or might not be true, that you can soften your tone a little bit. It was little harsh sometimes. For an example, when you were introducing new members, you could have asked people to give a huge round of applause to the new members, or you could ask them to turn on their videos, because since it's their first meeting as members. So that thing could have been included next time. Coming to the Toastmaster of the day, yes, of course, this DTM, Sourav Datta. We have lots of people who are attracted to your speaking skills here present in the meeting. And yes, you set up a right tone on an amazing topic, which was Ad Lin Speaking. When I heard the topic in the poster, I was very curious to know what's coming up and what new learnings I'll have in this meeting. And yes, of course, all of us are going back with some learnings which we were not knowing before attending the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, we have a clarity, at least in what are the differences between the prepared speech, impromptu, and ad lib. So kudos to you for doing that. You are a wonderful keynote speaker, you are wonderful in doing education sessions, and you have promoted Toastmasters in between by giving hints. Okay, now you renew the Toastmaster membership, go for district officer roles. So that kind of a twist was very interesting while you were doing your role. You own your own style, no doubt, and which was also very evident here. One suggestion from my side: I know you own your style, but that educator thing was coming very evidently in this meeting. As a TMOD, we expect you more kind of host of the meeting, kind of master of the ceremony, where you engage the audience, you bring interesting facts, interesting stories, you ask questions to the audience. That was happening for sure, but I felt like I attended a education session when I'm looking back at your role in today's meeting. So maybe you can bring a little twist, or you can try a different style next time. And since it was very informative, I felt like you had lots of content to share with the audience, and that's where you were rushing a bit. You were speaking very fast because you had so many things to cover. You wanted to tell everything to the people and make them understand as well. So in that rush, few things were not very clear, and you could have reduced your content. The starting was very good, but the next part I felt like very educative, and you could have reduced a little bit, but maybe you can have a thought on that. Over and all, you did a wonderful job as Toastmaster of the day. uh, Coming to table topic speakers, you all did a fantastic job. I could see that when the very first time when table topic master asked you to volunteers, all hands were up. It's like you were just looking for the opportunity to come forward, take the topic and share your thought. And for that, kudos to you, because this spirit is very much required to enhance your public speaking, communication skills, or leadership skills. Without this spirit, nothing can change. your current situation. I would also like to congratulate the fourth speaker. I may not knowing the name, Toastmaster on, I guess, who could not speak for the first topic, but still you did not give up, and you tried for the second topic, and you covered. You tried to share whatever you had with you, and this is really, really very inspiring, because sometimes people think, oh, I'm not able to do it, and let's give up and say, hey, sorry, I cannot do it, thank you. But you stayed there, you took the second chance, you shared your thought, and it's a required courage. So kudos to you for that. Coming to table topic master, yes, you started on a fantastic note, setting up the rules, inviting volunteers, and you had volunteer at the start of your session. That was going really very great. And not only that, you opened the stage, you also repeated the timers rule, and your topics were related to today's theme, so it was also very connecting to the people. I have couple of points which I have noted for you, is that whenever you invite a speaker and they end up speaking, you should give a short feedback, which also shows your listening skills, which is part of your table topic master role. The second thing which I noticed, that you could have encouraged speakers while they were on the stage. Sometimes you are seeing that they were little afraid or nervous or underconfident. So at that moment, you could show non-verbal communication, like heading your giving a affirmation sign with your head, or smiling a little bit, maintaining the eye contact with them, because it's like similar to a setup when a person is asking a question and the second person is replying. So the person who is replying wants to have some kind of affirmation from the person who has asked the question, and that's where you motivates the member. That motivation was a little bit missing. Don't just think that you need to give a topic and slip off. You have to be there, you have to motivate the member, make them feel included, and make them feel motivated, so that next time also they come on the stage and deliver take the another topic. The third thing which I notice is the lack of owning the stage. You have noticed many speaker came today, TMOD, table topic evaluator, speakers, evaluators, tag team. They all came up with the preparedness, and when they started speaking, they were owning the stage. It's as if like, okay, this is the moment, and I'm here, I'm speaking, and you gotta listen to me, and I'm gonna give my best. So that owning was little bit missing, so that you can improve a little bit while you'll be taking this role again. But you did a fantastic job. Over and all, this meeting was very informative, very what to say, I could see enthusiasm in each and every member. It started on time, and we are wrapping up almost on time. We could have done a little time management so that we could have at least stayed in 2 hours. Uh, this is my observation. Again, I don't know how the Gabbys meetings are organized, but I enjoyed it personally. I learned something new here, and yes, looking forward to upcoming meetings. With that, I would like to hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav.
Thank you so much, Priya, for the wonderful general evaluation. And with this, I would now hand over the stage back to the presiding officer. We are already over time. So over to the presiding officer. And while she does the closing, I will be launching the polls as well. Over to you, Jaspreet.
Thanks a lot, DTN Saurav Dutta. With this, we come to the end of another inspiring and very engaging meeting. So I would like to express my gratitude to each and every role taker, because without the active participation of the role takers, meeting cannot happen successfully. And not to forget our members and the guests, the ones who are the audience, and again, they engage with the meeting and with the role takers, as was pointed out by the general evaluator, which again results in a wholesome meeting. So when we talk about the guests, I would like to take up the feedback from a couple of guests who are still there with us. So do we have guest Satish K in the room, please? Yes, Satish K, if you could come up and share your feedback with us. Yes, please. You're on mute.
Hi, good evening to all. I was listening in between only. Actually, I was not following completely. Sorry for that. I was little engaged. Anyway, this ad lib topic was very fine, and I enjoyed the way you all presented. And that's it. Looking forward many more meetings like this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We also look forward to having you with us next time. So we have guest Piyush with us. Yes, Piyush. Now, as I asked you in the beginning, what would you give as the feedback to us? Piyush Jain.
Thank you for that opportunity, Jaspreet, again. I really loved the meeting of today's at Gabbys. Something which always embraces, or I always get excited when I come to Gabbys, is the red carpet of Toastmasters. So I really loved every bit of today's session, and I really thank for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. We also loved having you and the way you interacted and participated. We look forward to having you again. Yes, guest Gokul Raj, if you could share some feedback with us.
Hi, am I visible and audible?
You're audible, not visible.
Okay. Yeah. I recently started visiting Gabbys thing. The pulling factor to attend every Gabbys is the quality of the content. Last week I have attended, and this week also I'm interested to attend. And the takeaway from this meeting is the notes of Adlib, and also during the course of meeting, Toastmaster Sourav Dutta has informed that Toastmasters has integrated Yodlee to perform some practice of our speech. So this is my takeaway. I will start practicing using that tool.
All right. Thank you for that feedback, Gokul. And yes, we would like to have you next time as well and give you more takeaways from here. And do we have anyone else as a guest in the room? I don't think so. Anyone who would like to give a feedback till the time the polls are ready? Do we have the polls ready? So
we have the polls ready.
Okay.
I'm sending you on a message.
Okay.
You can, in the meanwhile, if anyone's feedback you want to take.
Yes. So anyone would want to give a feedback? What about Manikandan? Anything you would like to share?
Yeah, so I'm quite out for a couple of weeks, I think a month, I believe. Just came back. The gravity pulls me back again here. As usual, I'm part of this Toastmaster for a while. Always an idea, or maybe I'm trying to learn something new. As I said, today topic is completely new for me. So I'm just trying to see the app. I'm just installed in my phone to see how it works, right? So always come back and learn something from this forum. So I'm happy to be here as usual. So I'm also recommending to some of my colleagues and my friends so that they can also join here. That's the best I can do for this Toastmaster Club.
Yes. Thank you so much, Manikandan. The way we have partners in crime, we can have partners in certain good things also. So thank you so very much. And we have the results ready now. Okay, so let's start with the favorite table topic speaker. And over here we have a tie. So anyone would like to guess? Not you, DTMs. Yes.
The expressive person at the last. could be. That's my guess.
Okay. So the tie is between Chitrakshi and Toastmaster Chitrakshi and Toastmaster Dr. Nupur Kar. So a big round of applause for the two of them. And the favorite TAGL role. The favorite TAGL role. And this position has been backed by Toastmaster Sunil, the grammarian. A big round of applause for him for all the hard work that he put in with his PPT and everything. Okay, the favorite speaker for today. The prepared speeches. The favorite speaker is Toastmaster Ashwini. A big round of applause for her. Now, favorite evaluator. Any guesses? Any guesses over here?
Sudharma.
So here there is a tie between Toastmaster Jitender and Toastmaster Sudharma. So both of them are the winners of the day. Okay, now the favorite role taker, favorite main role taker. The favorite main role taker.
TMOD.
Yes. This thing should not even have been there, you know. It happens, we know it. So the favorite role taker is the TMOD DTM Sourav Dutta. Kudos to you for that. And yes, as I told in the beginning, he starts speaking and we start listening and we start learning. So that happens side by side. And people like me, we follow him in every meeting, everywhere that he's going to deliver it. So kudos to you for that. So yes, with this, it's wrap up time. Thank you everybody for this fantastic meeting. Have a wonderful evening. And I look forward to seeing each one of you for our next meeting, which is going to happen on Thursday at 7 p.m. The meeting for today is now adjourned.
Next meeting
Good
is
night, everyone.
with
Pardon?
Ukraine.
Tomorrow, yes, the linkers meeting, yes. The next one is tomorrow, but the routine one is on Thursday. So yes, all of you are there. You are most welcome to come up over there. And some of the role takers are here, smiling ear to ear, grinning ear to ear. Yes. The timer today is the timer tomorrow also.
Yes. Yeah, please do come and watch how do I time roll takers.
What you did today was spectacular. Please do there. We need to show this tomorrow. It was beautiful today.
Thank you.
I think you took couple